Hello Scorpio, Scorpio Rising and Scorpio Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting May 15th, 2017. And a quick reminder for all you Scorpio people, I have changed my schedule due to popular demand. A lot of people have been asking for Friday availability, so I'm now going to a Monday through Friday work schedule, something I haven't done in years. And so we shall see how that plays out. Of course, if you ever do want to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. There's also a link to that website below. There's a self-schedule application, or you can simply get a downloadable video file. So what is going on with the astrology this week, Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, a lot of the astrology this week doesn't happen towards the latter half, so it makes it very calm. And a nice thing about the latter half of this week is that it's, for the most part, very nice. You know, on Thursday we've got the Sun in Taurus in your 7th house of committed partnerships, forming a lovely connection to Chiron, currently in your 5th house of love, romance, and your relationships with your children. And there's a tremendous amount of healing and mending and patching up going on, as an old wound or perhaps an old bruise has the opportunity to heal. And it may come from the help of a best friend, a business partner, a roommate, or even a committed lover in that closest one-on-one relationships area that is the 7th house, and this may actually patch things up with you and a lover or a love opportunity, or possibly even an outstanding issue or a long sore spot relating to one of your children. Either way, we are trying to get on the mend, and it looks like this energy is very supportive of that. On Friday, we've got Saturn, currently retrograde, in your 2nd house of earned income, forming a lovely trine to Uranus, now in your 6th house of work, reputation, and your schedule. And you may be finding that maybe a lot of you Scorpio people out there are finding the perfect work opportunity this week as we decide to go back to a workload, or go back to even working with an old boss, or maybe even an old company or an old profession, or maybe just an old work or job description, old activity that you had, suddenly paying more than it used to. And you might want to entertain that option, because it will be put on the table. So what is going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, you do have the card of the Fairy Godmother. It's important to pay attention to what divine intervention actually is when you get this card, because when we look at the Fairy Godmother, it can indicate that we are being spared a lot of heartache by being denied the opportunity to get ourselves into trouble this week. If something is suddenly taken off the table, maybe you are being protected from yourself. It makes sure that you understand that. You know, sometimes we don't know how bad something could have been until we've moved on from not being there. You know, if you've ever had those situations where it's kind of like, oh God, I wish I went to work today, and you go in the next day and you find out there was like a big fight and a big scene, oh, glad I wasn't there for that. The Fairy Godmother is going to be putting you in positions to really dodge a lot of bullets, you know, and you may feel a lot of anxiety about just not participating in whatever this affair, event, or situation is, but as time goes on throughout the week, you will realize why you were better off in your own space. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the 8 of Cups reversed. And the 8 of Cups reversed can indicate, again, the return journey, or something coming back to you, or being put back on the table that you thought was long gone, or that you had left behind for good. Now, for the most part, again, this is actually a really good card, because this can be a card of second chances, second wins, and extra wins for a lot of the Scorpio people. If you've been trying to, you know, maybe apply to a very specific company, organization, corporation, things like that, trying to go back to an old profession, something that you loved in the past, or simply trying to recover lost hours and lost funds, the 8 of Cups reversed is basically saying that is, again, what this week is all about. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the 4 of Pentacles reversed. If you've been having a hard time with somebody who's been giving you a bit of the silent treatment, you know, they're going to be opening up this week. In fact, the 4 of Pentacles reversed may say that somebody is actually going to be sharing with you or giving with you where they have been withholding in the past, whether it's information, whether it's money, whether it's time. The nice thing about the 4 of Pentacles reversed is this person is no longer clinging tenaciously to whatever this resource is. If you feel like they've been holding back, again, maybe you even feel like they've been avoiding you, changing the topic too much, not necessarily even committing to, making this thing known or understood, this is the card you want to have, because the Four of Pentacles reverse is all about somebody actually opening up and sharing their share with everyone else. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Seven of Pentacles, reversed. So your challenge this week is to know when an investment is done, when it's done, when we've hit a dead end. Sometimes we just don't want to call it quits on something that has hit its wall. Whatever it is. Usually this card shows up when it's like, look, you need to sell that investment, it's not going to make any more money. Or you need to walk away from this friendship, it's run its course. Or, you've realized you've hit, again, that wall. And sometimes, the Seven of Pentacles can be kind of a bitchy card, because it does show up when we already know what it is, and it's kind of saying, look, you're bargaining, you're in the bargaining stage of grief right now. You're haggling with the truth, and you're going to lose. And the Seven of Pentacles reversed is also saying, look, if you give this up right now, an immediate improvement in the form of, as a replacement, or let's say, a replacement in the form of an improvement to that situation is going to be given to you. So there is some incentive for that. Dropping contacts, dropping a client, dropping those things, they will be immediately replaced. But the thing is why are we having them there taking up our space? Can't all be pride. Figure out why that is, and get rid of it. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Ace of Cups upright. And the Ace of Cups upright is kind of interesting because this does talk a lot about love and a new beginning for a lot of you. Okay, the Ace of Cups could indicate somebody actually divulging feelings, or perhaps the opportunity to finally get something off the ground, indulge in a crush, go on that first date, go out there and actually get the start on that relationship. In fact, for a lot of you, this could be the beginning of, you becoming monogamous or exclusive with somebody, if that's the way you live. You may also find yourself in a situation where you and a current partner are actually doing some kind of renewal or refresher work on the relationship in the form of a check-in that does turn into an occasion that is very, very romantic. And I think that's important to be able to refresh and renew relationships every once in a while. We don't want to get into a place where we kind of be like, okay, well, time is proof that we're, that this is perfect. Not always. Sometimes it's nice to have that extra energy pushed in. The Ace of Cups upright can indicate a lot more of that amorous energy coming from a romantic partner or a lover this week as well. So if you've been feeling like you miss it, it's coming back. So that is your horoscope, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.